I've tried to control my life so much that I've exhausted myself at only 20 years old. I don't know how I want to start this. I was going to originally make this video tomorrow morning, but I don't know how I'll be feeling in the morning, and I have stuff going on, and I want to get these thoughts out of my head right now. I haven't done one of these sit down videos in so long, but I feel like it's long overdue, and some people love when I make long talking advice videos and some people don't, and if you don't, go to hell. I'm kidding, you don't have to go, I guess. There's just so much going on with me at this point in my life, so much that has gone on in my life. I don't even care to get into. What I care about is the fact that it's happened and I'm here and I've come to this point and I'm not going back, and I'm just looking forward, and I'm no longer who I used to be. So if you're looking for a version of myself that I no longer am, I'm sorry to break it to you, it's not me anymore, and I don't give a fuck to go back. I don't know how to start this off. I don't care. We're going to start off with my sexuality and labeling. I think the video before last, I was talking about a little bit about me and my label and things like that. And then my last video was actually typical day still gay and day in the life of a lesbian or some shit like that. So first of all, to start off with my sexuality, I'm no longer labeling myself and who I am and who I want to be and who I love and who I'm not and all of these things anymore, to an extent, because I feel as though queer represents me more than anything else at this point in my life. Being queer represents me and who I am and who I am becoming. That is not for me to sit here and say, oh, I don't like women anymore, I had an epiphany and God told me I'm not a lesbian and I'm straight. No, nigga, I still very much like women. It'll always be women. But I've also branched out and explored other kinds of people in their other lifestyles. I'm talking about people who go by trans masculine and things like that. I've actually explored people in different lifestyles, and I don't want to sit here and be like, I just want to only be a lesbian. As greedy as it sounds, I would like to explore all people, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So let me get into that a little bit deeper. For my baby gays out there, I know there's a lot of you. I know some people will not want to follow me after this. I don't give a fuck. A lot of y'all are more closed-minded than y'all think. This is not, I'm talking about real life. This is my real feelings. You're not finna sit here and make me feel like shit over them, and I do not care. I've bashed myself so long for who I felt I was and who I was not and who I should be and things like that. I've had people, family around me tell me things like, oh, it'll be just a phase, or I've met people who said they were lesbians and they changed who they were and things like that, or how do you know if you like this if there's this out here? And I am here to tell you, as I've actually said this in another sit down video, bro, there are so many labels in this world. There are so many things you can be. There are so many ways to explore who you are. Do not settle for one specific sexuality, label, whatever, if you do not feel comfortable being that permanently. Be who you want to be as fluid as you want to be as carefree and unapologetic as you want to be. There is so much to be in this life, so why sit here and label yourself if you do not want to, or if you feel like you have to because society or people are telling you to. Do not pressure yourself into things, because I'm telling you from experience that trying to be in control and trying to fit into a certain specific box will exhaust you and confuse you even more. It took me so long to come to terms with even me saying that I was a lesbian. Anybody saying that, oh, look what's happened to the lesbians are turning straight, lesbians are doing this, that, and the third. Fuck what anybody else is saying. I do not give a fuck. This affects me more than it affects what the fucking social media will feel like about me. This is my life. who I love, how I see myself. I don't give a fuck what other people have to say about that. This is me. Like, what? I have to live with this. Every day you are growing up and becoming something different. You are not the same person that you were yesterday. If people are saying that people can change from bad to good and from good to bad, you don't think that you can change and express yourself? Fuck a fucking religion telling you this, or society, or whoever, or whatever. You specifically, you're allowed to express yourself and be who you want to be. I'm telling you, for all the baby gays or whatever you identify as, do not box and label yourself if that is not who you think you truly are. Period. Save yourself the drama, you guys. You don't have to have everything figured out. Everything is not going to be figured out. You have so much growing up to do. Don't sit here and waste your time trying to figure out shit that's clearly not ready to be figured out. Live your life, express yourself, love who you love, period. And that goes into labels. I said in a previous video that I felt like sometimes I'm a STEM because there's certain things that I love about being masculine that I don't feel like. There are certain masculine traits that I really like, and there are certain feminine traits that I really like. And sometimes I'm like, well, I should just be a STEM. But I don't, and then the next day I'm like, I don't feel that way. Because I don't think I'm meant to be a STEM. I know I'm not meant to be a STEM. I don't know why I'm trying to force myself into a box that is not me. Like, I just am who I am, and everybody has masculine and feminine traits. Like, I'm trying to go out of my way and control a narrative, and it's exhausting who I am. Why am I wasting my time trying to be this person that I am not? I some days I want to be masculine, some days I want to be feminine, but I know that regardless, who I end up with is going to accept me for who I am. So why am I stressing myself out about it? Who cares? I'll sit here and be like, oh, but if I become a STEM, then some girls are going to view me this way, and they're going to be wanting this type of relationship from me. And it's just like, fuck. Like, you don't even know who you're going to end up with in this life. Why the fuck are you stressing out about what somebody else thinks? Do you like what you're looking at in the mirror? So like I said, okay, chair. So like I said, I'm not taking down any videos or things where I've called myself a lesbian, because at that point in time in my life, I felt like I was a lesbian, so I was a lesbian, period. And nobody can take that from me. And I'm not coming out here saying I'm straight either, because it'll never be that. The queen is just too fluid in who she is to be saying I'm just fucking straight. No, there's just so many people on this earth, so why not explore that? I'm young. I have so much life ahead of me. I'm queer and I am who I am. And since it's Pride, I'm coming out again to say I'm queer. Fuck, that feels so good to say. You guys don't understand. But anyway, next we have people judging you and advocating for yourself. I'm not gonna lie, whether it's career, my love life choices, what I do on a day-to-day basis, people, family, friends, whoever judge. People are judgmental. It's just what people are. If they don't know you, they're going to make a story about you. Some people do, some people don't, whatever. But it's just like, I've spent so long in this life trying to be understood, or being a people pleaser, going out of my way to be somebody that I'm not, just for somebody to give a fuck or to understand me. But it's just like, why do you want so badly to be understood? Nobody's truly going to understand you like yourself, and that is okay. You were not put on this earth to be understood by other people, so why are you going out of your way to try to be understood? These people don't know you, and you do not know these people 100%. So why are you letting a stranger, why are you letting a relative that you wouldn't even tell certain shit to try to tell you, put in your ear, put in your head what you should do and shouldn't do with your life? Come on, you guys. Like, And that goes into advocating for yourself, being a people pleaser. As someone who was previously a people pleaser and still at times has to go through the motions of getting out of the headspace of trying to be like, oh, well, maybe they're right, I shouldn't do this, I should do this instead. And I have to stop myself and be like, no, what the fuck? I knew what I wanted to do and I said what I said. As a former people pleaser, it takes a lot to stop people pleasing, but once you do, you cannot go back. You can't go back. Like, and a lot of people will judge you again and say that it seems for insecurity and things like that, but being a people pleaser doesn't all the time stem from being insecure. You just want people to like you or whatever the case may be. I don't think that's an insecurity. I just think that is a habit that a lot of people have. And I think a lot of people please without even noticing that they do it. But so don't feel bad for being one, but I do want you to try and get out of that. For the most part, I would say by advocating for yourself. People, what's an example I can give you? I can say something about religion. And a lot of people won't agree with me on it. I don't care, whatever. You live your life, I live mine. We're free to live our own lives. I'll tell someone that I'm spiritual and I believe in the universe and I believe in a higher self and I believe in past lives and things like that. And I'll tell them something like, oh, I manifested this and I said affirmations to get this in my life. And they'll say, you know, that wasn't you, that wasn't the universe, that was God. And it's like, not only are you forcing your belief onto me, but you're also neglecting what I believe in, so that your version of a religion sounds better than mine. I don't play you. Instead, it's just like, it's as simple as going, well, no, I don't believe in what you believe in, and that doesn't give you the right to down my beliefs because yours sounds better in your head. Period. No, like, stop. Let's stop right there. Like, this is my life. This is what I believe in. You don't have a right to put your beliefs onto me because I'm not putting my beliefs onto you. Done it. Oh, why you don't want to hang out with me? Why are you not doing what I want to do? Because I said no. Because I don't want to do it. Because I said no. I don't have to say yes to you because you want me to do something. You want me to be a certain way. You want something to be the life you or the vision you have for me. Because in reality, some people go out of their way to use your people pleasing tendencies to have an advantage over you and to make you do something that they want you to do because they see a future for you that you don't even see for yourself. They can see that you could become something big in life, and they'll go out of their way to get into your head to make you believe that you should be something less. Well, in reality, you don't even know that you were going to be something more because you let them put their visions and their beliefs onto you. That's fucked. Y'all gotta learn how to say no and not feel bad for saying no. Advocate for yourself because your feelings are always valid, and I will continue to say that your feelings are valid. Nobody should make you feel bad for feeling a type of way about anything because it's your feelings and it's how you felt. I hate when people go out of their way to be like, oh, you're doing too much. How am I doing too much? It's my feelings. You're not me. You cannot tell me how to feel. I'm not doing too much. You're doing too little. What the fuck are we talking about? Let's wrap it up. And watch how many people just shut up when you say no and don't say an explanation, because sometimes when you give an explanation, they try to find a loophole around it because you gave an explanation. Stop giving niggas an explanation when they wouldn't even give you one. Oh, okay. Anyway. Next, I want to talk about mental health, which goes into advocating for yourself as well. Your mental health matters. Your feelings matter. Everything you go through is valid. Stop downplaying your emotions when you say things like, oh, I feel this type of way, but I know someone else in the world is going through something worse. Stop. Yes, there are people going through something worse. There are always things worse. But that doesn't mean you should neglect your feelings and what you're going through. Because all you're doing is pushing your emotions aside, y'all, and it's just going to bottle up until you explode. You cannot do that to yourself. Do you know that people genuinely develop health issues, like to the point where their nervous system completely breaks down and they can barely function on their own because they did not let themselves feel things correctly? It's okay to cry. Boy, girl, person, whoever you are, it's okay to cry. It's okay to have emotions. You're not a coward. No, especially in the Black community, with how a lot of people feel about therapy and things like that and crying. Y'all, it is not a problem to go to therapy. It's okay to get a therapist. And let me also further say, it's okay to go to multiple therapists if a couple of them do not work out. Everybody's not everybody's cup of tea. I say this as somebody who went to therapy and only went to one therapist and I hated her and I never went back. I plan to go back because now where I am, I realize that my stubbornness or trying to be in control stopped me from seeing another therapist because of how she acted. That doesn't mean every therapist is going to be that way. That shouldn't stop me from still getting help that I know I need. And even if you don't want to go to therapy, it's okay to journal. You're not a dork for journaling. You're not a weirdo because you journal about how you feel. And some people find it hard to journal about how they feel and they can't express themselves in that way, but make a video clip, make a voice memo. You don't have to just write in a journal. Make it like you're venting to a friend, but you're really saving it and sending it to yourself. You know, like there's ways around it. Just let your emotions out. Okay, where I'm at in life. So like just a little mini break where I'm at in life currently. What I mean by this is, okay, I'm in school. I'm in college. I'm going to be a sophomore this year. I was supposed to be becoming a junior, but I'm actually, I restarted college because I changed my major. So sometimes I feel like I'm behind because of it. And I see that other people I'm supposed to be graduating with soon are going to be graduating soon, but I'm not. In the next 2 years, it's going to be 3. And sometimes I give myself shit for it, but it's like I'm now in a major that I'm happy in. Furthermore, I made the fucking dean's list. And instead of telling anyone in my life, I told like one person, and she told my grandma, and she told a lot of other people. And I literally felt so uncomfortable saying it because I felt like it wasn't that serious because I'm in a major that a lot of people don't even take serious. But I made the fucking dean's list, and some of my classes were so hard. And instead of letting myself be congratulated, I let myself be uncomfortable with it and I belittled it. But it's a big deal. Like, it matters. Congratulate yourself. I try to make myself feel bad, but I'm doing amazing things, and I probably wouldn't have had these types of moments if I was in a degree field that I didn't want to be in. Does my happiness have to be pushed aside because I feel like I'm behind? No. I'm happy that I'm finally in a major that makes sense for me. Why would I have wanted to be with everyone else and in a major that I hated, wasting tuition and getting into a career that wasn't even for me because somebody else told me to be in that career because it was a safety option? No. Like, do y'all get how everything is coming together with that people pleasing and trying to be this and fitting it? Like, no. So I'm proud of myself because I'm doing something that I actually like. Furthermore, so I'm behind. I don't have a license. I don't have a car. I live with my uncle on an air mattress. I was embarrassed about that, but I have a roof over my head, something to sleep on. I'm able to get to where I need to go back and forth every day. I'm able to go to work. Like, why am I embarrassed? Fuck. Saving up for an apartment with my best friend. I'm about to get a second job because my first job isn't giving me enough hours. Well, I just got a second job. Cheers to me. I don't know exactly what I want to do with my future, but I have a visual, and even if it doesn't go as I plan, I know that I'll still do well. I'm lost most of the time, but I know I'm going to figure it out, because what's for me will always be for me, and any decision I make will always lead me to where exactly I'm supposed to be, because every decision has a destination. So if you ever feel like comparing to me, I'm not a perfect person. I don't know everything. I go through shit too. I'm not exactly where I want to be, but I'm somewhere, and that's all that matters. Yeah. Oh, which ironically goes into trying to fit in and comparing yourself to people online and all that jazz. I think the internet has made a lot of people feel like they have to be a certain way or do certain things, or they're not caught up enough because they see other people's version of things, when in reality everybody doesn't have everything. But I also want to say that even if somebody has everything, that does not mean they're satisfied. But even if they are satisfied, the life that they have was meant for them to have. You are not them. You have a different path in life. You cannot compare yourself to other people because you were never going to be them in the first place. So even if they have shit together, even if they're satisfied with their life, so what? They should be. That's their life. That's the life they were meant to have. You are not. You are on a totally different path. And so what if it's taking you longer to see results that they already have? So what? There is a reason for that. There is always a reason. And I also had to learn that, because I'm like, well, I have my moments where I've had videos that gain success on my other channel, or like on TikTok I'll get viral videos and stuff, and I'm like, well, how come I don't have these certain amount of followers, and how come I didn't get monetized on my other YouTube channel, and yada yada yada. But it's like, if I got monetized on that channel, I look at it from this perspective, like if I got monetized on that channel, I would have ran through all that money and had nothing to show for it, because I'm bad at saving, and I have a spending problem. I've gotten better now, but before, if I had gotten that, I would have had nothing to show for it. Nothing. I didn't know how to save. I didn't know what high yield savings account were. I didn't even know what credit scores were and how they worked. Like, I would have blew through it. I wouldn't have been consistent. I wouldn't have done, it's just so many things that I wouldn't have done correctly, which is why it was not given to me in that time, and I'll forever be grateful for that, because everything happens for a reason. But like I was saying, the internet will really, 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 really try to make you feel like you should have a certain way of living when you're not, and when a lot of people don't, and a lot of people just do not say that they don't. I saw this guy's video about hustle culture, and I know it's a touchy topic for a lot of people, but I'm someone who doesn't agree with the fact that a lot of people are having 4 jobs and 3 jobs and 2 jobs. I'm on my second job, and I never saw this for myself, but the economy is so shit that I have to get a second job. It should not be like this. What a lot of people don't realize, because a lot of people are in his comments saying that social media is the reason that a lot of y'all believe that you're supposed to be a billionaire, a millionaire at 20. You're supposed to be having a house paid off and land and all this stuff and be married, da 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 da. And everybody in the comments like, no, it's because I do feel behind and I do feel like I should have that. But like, he's telling the truth. If a lot of people did not see hustle culture mentality, y'all would not believe you had to hustle and go overboard. If you didn't see how bad the economy was, you would not be believing that you had to hustle this hard. Nobody's born with a hustle trait. Can we be for real? Like, no, can y'all be for real? A lot of these relationship expectations and things like that, you are not born with a trait where you have to have a millionaire man that provides for you, that you don't have to do anything but be cute and he does everything and he take you to Laker games and he's an athlete and he's a pro and he's a singer and you're his influencer wife. And you're not born with those traits. Like, can y'all be for real? Can y'all be for real? You're expecting on the first date to be flown out. You were not born to think like that. Y'all, seriously. Can we lock in? Like, we sound crazy. You guys, we sound crazy. We really sound crazy. To go back to the sexuality thing, because I also saw this on said internet, the whole, when I said that some of y'all are more, or I don't remember if I said it earlier or not, but some of y'all are more closed-minded in the LGBTQ community than y'all think. Some of y'all are transphobic. Some of y'all are still homophobic inside of, some of y'all still have heteronormative mindsets. I saw a video where this girl was like, if I get in a relationship with a bi woman, with a pansexual woman, whatever she said, a bi woman, I think, she is now a lesbian because we're together or we got married. She's now a lesbian. You sound crazy. And you're dead wrong. And there's so many in her comments, so many people in her comments agreeing with that, but y'all wouldn't even be agreeing with that if a lot of y'all are like yes men as well. A lot of y'all can't think for yourselves. A lot of y'all wouldn't agree with that if you didn't see it. I can't express this enough. You know how crazy that sounds? And for you to dismiss that person's sexuality as if they didn't have to go through situations that they went to even establish to themselves that they were bisexual or pansexual. Why would you debase their sexuality like that? That's like me being a pansexual and you're a lesbian and I tell you, well, now we together, you're a pansexual. That sounds stupid as hell. And that's how y'all sound. Like, what? We're not okay. A lot of y'all are not okay. And a lot of y'all need to learn how to think for yourselves. And a lot of y'all need to expand on how you believe certain things. And open your mind a bit, because wow. But yeah, it's that phone. Like our mama said, it's that phone. Get off that phone. Get into the real world, because a lot of things you're seeing on social media, a lot of people do not even have said social medias, and they don't even know what the hell you're talking about. And they're gonna look at you crazy because you do sound crazy. Get off the internet. Fuck touching some grass. Get off the internet. Period. But yes, leads me to the conclusion of trying to control everything. Everything I just said all leads back to my control issues, because a lot of scenarios and a lot of things I pick up on and a lot of beliefs I have now came from the fact that I tried to be in control of other outcomes, that I got to a point of exhaustion that I'm just like, a lot of things I don't care about anymore and I don't give a fuck about, because I shouldn't have even gave a fuck about them in the beginning, in the first place. Stop caring so much about shit that doesn't matter. a lot of this shit doesn't matter. I remember making multiple YouTube channels, making multiple Instagram accounts when I used to have Instagram, making multiple spam pages. On TikTok, I have multiple spam pages because I had this belief that I need to have multiple pages because I feel restricted on certain pages when nobody is restricting me but me. I want to be in control so bad. I want to prove certain things to certain people so bad that I'm putting myself in a box unknowingly because I want to be in control so badly that I'm just spiraling out. And the only person putting this much pressure on me, despite judgment and shit like that, is me. And I have to stop because I've exhausted myself so bad, y'all. And I think that I deserved this exhaustion, and it also came full circle where I'm just like, I needed to have this exhaustion so I could not give a fuck so much because it doesn't fucking matter. And it's not that deep. And a lot of shit isn't that deep. You could be woke. I can be as woke as I want to fucking be about a lot of this shit going on in the world, a lot of politics, a lot of the fucking AI problems, ICE problems, our fucked up ass government. I could be so woke and then give a shit about petty shit, and then give a shit about my sexuality, and then give a shit about my future, and then give a shit about being judged and people pleasing, and it's just like a lot of this shit doesn't fucking matter. Like, holy fuck. A lot of stuff I've been through I did not have to go through. Yeah. I can just be so woke and at the same time be so off on other shit. Like, because it don't be that deep. That's it, that's all. Politics be that deep. But this other shit, it don't be that deep. That's all I have to say. If you like this video, you liked it. We can agree to disagree. You don't have to agree with me at all. We don't all have to have the same beliefs. We don't all have to have the same views. We don't all have to have the same opinions. It's life. Who gives a fuck? You can not watch my channel. You can. That's up to you. But I said what the fuck I had to say. I feel lighter. I love you all. Enjoy the rest of your week, your day, your night, whatever.